All right, man. So I know this game is a lot of it is predicated on the Lamar Jackson situation, everything that's going on out there with the Baltimore Ravens. Because Lamar Jackson didn't play, and this was because of his knee. Some people believe it's because of the contract. All those type of talks are happening right now. So there's some polarizing things going on with that part of the game. But I want to give props to Ravens quarterback, the backup quarterback, Tyler Huntley, for making it a closer game than we thought it would be. 2 offensive touchdowns for the Baltimore Ravens for the first time since November 27th. So we know going into this game that the offense hasn't been very great without Lamar Jackson in the lineup. And the Bengals have been just red hot, like over the last 9 games, winning of the last 9 games. So we weren't expecting much out of Tyler Huntley and the Baltimore Ravens in this one. We weren't. But man, oh man, it was a 1-touchdown game. Because the Bengals only beat the Ravens 24-17. Like, it was a very close game. And it came down to an extreme, like, crazy play near the end of the game. Tyler Huntley has the Ravens in the red zone, at the goal line, I might say, driving all the way down the field, has them on their heels, and he goes for a quarterback sneak on 3rd and 1. And typically when you do these quarterback sneaks, you kind of, drive through right next to your guard and center and try to push your way in. But there's always some times like Trevor Lawrence did in his game this weekend where he goes over the pile with the ball. Now, Tyler Huntley, I guess, overestimated how long his arms were or how far he was from the actual touchdown line. Because when he went over that pile, he wasn't even close to where he was supposed to be to get in the end zone. And so the Bengals defender just like knocked it out of his hand. And it landed in the hands of a defensive lineman named Sam Hubbard, who ran it all the way, 98 yards, a record-breaking run for a score. Like, that was the indifference of the entire game. That was the difference. It wasn't this crazy game between Joe Burrow and, just diming him up. Although he did play well. It wasn't Joe Burrow leading them to a win. It was this one defensive play that decided the entire game. One play. Sam Hubbard, a defensive lineman running 98 yards for a score. Who would have thought? I even thought Mark Andrews was going to catch him, the tight end for the Baltimore Ravens. I thought he was going to catch Sam Hubbard. There was some blocking down the field. Some say it was a block in the back. You could look at it how you want to on that. Look at it how you want to. But a one play is what decided this game. And a defensive play. Not something you expect going into this one. A backup quarterback. I mean, the Buffalo Bills had the same problem. So I guess that's what's happening right now with these great AFC quarterbacks over on that side. Just barely sneaking by, man. Just barely sneaking by. And Joe Burrow was exhaling on the sideline after the game, man. He had a great game. He played up to his standards. 1 passing touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown, 209 yards passing. But, man, he had to exhale on that because it was closer than it should have been, than most people thought. It was closer. And now the Bengals are going to go play the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo this time, so we won't have to have a rewatch of what happened last time with these two teams meeting on the field. We won't have to think about it as much, although there's going to be some thoughts. But Damar Hamlin, he may be on the sideline. Maybe he's that well now. But the Bengals move on, man. That's all you got to do. Survive and advance. Like I said with the Buffalo Bills, they can look like the best team in the NFL next week. But we'll see. They're missing a lot of offensive linemen on that side over there. They lost another one in this game. So we'll see how it turns out, man. Let's get into the next thing.
You're listening to the Rip Jersey Podcast.